All right. My name is Bill Linkwald. I am the productivity coach here in Roswell. I'll give you like a 20-minute summary of or 20-minute, I'm sorry. Thanks for not leaving already. 20-second summary of me. I'm about 2 weeks away from being at Keller Williams for 11 years. I was with another company for about 5.5 years before that. So a little over 16 years in the business. Have a sales team that operates out of this market center. We've got 2 agents and a full-time assistant who are, for the most part, working the buyers and sellers. I'm not so involved in that right now. And I have been on the ALC pretty much ever since I got here. I've probably done 10 or 11 ALC Agent Leadership Council years. And about 3.5 years ago, I stepped into leadership. I was the team leader for about 1.5 years. And just before COVID, literally like not even a week before COVID, is when we launched this program in March of last year. Launched the productivity coaching program essentially from zero, from nothing, and have built the program up to a little over 80 agents right now. The agent population is kind of a mixture of brand new people, experienced people. We've got people that have never sold anything, just got their license or whatever. And then we have agents that, are well into the 6 figures and just appreciate the offering package and the accountability and the culture and, all the things that we offer. So my passion right now is helping agents take advantage of the opportunities that a career in real estate offers, and making sure that you have the ability to use all the resources and tools and tech and support that KW offers and that Roswell and productivity coaching offers, so that you can have a life by design. The kind of the general theme of our group, I think, can be illustrated by reading you guys the mission statement of the group, which is to create a community of learning-based and purpose-driven leaders focused together on accelerating the trajectory of our businesses and the quality of our lives. Using the powerful leverage of Keller Williams models, systems, and technology, we intend to create abundant lives for ourselves and for those we support. So it is sufficiently vague and sufficiently detailed all at once. And it was written that way very, very much intentionally. So the bottom line is, my role and the role of Candace Story, who is our launch coach, is to help you build your business, right? We know basically that everyone gets into the business, for the most part, for the same reason. Anyone want to take a guess at what that might be? Wealth, that's money, okay. Terry, you got a guess? You're on mute. Freedom. Okay, you guys got them all, right? Freedom, flexibility, options, right? The do whatever you want with your time, right? Unlimited income. The biggest of all, in my opinion, is control, right? You can control your income, you can control your time. You can, you don't have to ask somebody else if you can go to the doctor or go to your kid's play or something, right? You're in charge. So what I feel my job is, and the broker's job in general, is let's get clear on what it is you want, right? What do you want that quality of life to be? What do you want that life by design to be, right? Why is that stuff important to you? Not because you have to like defend it, but because so you and I can both get clarity on it and try to bring out some of the emotional side of it, right? And then we show you the plan, right? If you want to sell this number of homes, or if you want to make X number of dollars, then these are the strategies that we're going to do every single day, not every day, but the days that you choose to work. And that'll put you en route to accomplishing those goals, right? And then along the way, as you're learning and winning and losing and struggling and failing and having fun and not having fun every once in a while and all that, we have a peer group around you to support you as you're building your business, and to cheer you on and to high five you and to bring you up and to hold you accountable as you are, kind of navigating the growth of your business. So what I'd love to do is just take a quick little run around the room and make sure that I have a good idea of what brought you here today, and what you're hoping to learn today. And then I will go through and kind of go over the weekly rhythm of the program, and what you get and what it costs, and answer any questions for you. Does that sound cool? All right, Teria, would you like to start?
Okay. Well, I'm a new agent, and
Just going to take some notes. I'm not checking Facebook or anything. Okay.
okay.
I already know I'm
So
going to like all three of y'all. Y'all all laughed at everything I've said today. This is awesome.
I've never started a business before, so that's going to be a real challenge. Like I felt like getting my license was the hard part, but now I realize like actually working, it's not like get your license and get a job. It's get your license and start a business. So now knowing
you are light years ahead of the average new agent just by knowing that.
Yeah. I can't like sit around and be like, okay, so you got some leads for me today. So, I definitely have to do my leg work, and just being 100% transparent. Like, I know that I need those like reminders, like, hey, did you do this today? Did you do that today? But I don't know if I'm ready for them yet. So I just have to kind of get to that point. But it's not like, I just want to slack off. You receive information when you're ready to receive it. And I don't want to like start off with the productivity training and then just be like, yeah, I heard you, but I'm not calling nobody today. So I just.
Let me give you just as you guys are introducing yourself and kind of sharing things like that, I'll throw out a thought that might help you understand how we could work together in a way that helps everyone, right? So I'm assuming you're dual career, right? You appear to be at work, right? So it's Asha, is that right? Are you dual career as well?
Am I doing what?
Are you dual career? Are you going to be part-time or full-time or?
Yes, and yes.
So you're currently part-time, but your intention is to be full-time.
Well, I will. If is it Teria? Is it Teria? I don't want to jump in and overstep her introduction, but I can provide that information if that's what you're asking for now.
Let me just give you kind of my generalized thought, and then we'll give you full attention.
Okay.
And you're dual career or no?
I'm full-time.
Full-time. Okay. So here's the thing. There's no like magic button for dual career people. Okay. There's no like secret script or like secret plan. You just have to do the same amount of work in less time. Okay. And the idea is there's what I would call a difference between what I would call a sometimes agent and a dual career agent. Okay. And I'm not trying to offend anyone here. I'm just laying it out. Okay. A sometimes agent is basically somebody who, if I followed them around for a week, I'd probably have no idea they're a real estate agent. There's no intentional behavior about learning every day. There's very little intentional behavior about speaking to people about real estate. They basically they may get one or two friends that throw them a bone every year, and if that's what happens, that's what happens, right? They're basically in the lead receiving business. Okay. What I'm going to encourage you guys to do, whether you're dual career or full-time, is be in the lead generation business, right? So even if you've got 10 minutes a day because you've got all kinds of other obligations, the question is are you working every day in the real estate business? Are you, when your head hits the pillow, you should be asking yourself two questions. am I a smarter real estate agent than when I woke up this morning? Right? Meaning, do I know the market better? Did I see a home that I've never seen before? Do I understand the contracts and the nuances of the contracts? Do I understand a piece of technology better? Do I understand and practice the presentations and the scripts and the objection handlers and all that? Am I getting smarter every day? And am I building my confidence every day? The second thing you should be asking yourself is, did I speak with anyone today? Is there anyone else in the world who might come to me for their real estate needs who would never have come to me this morning? Or quite frankly, they may not have even known I existed this morning, right? And so if you're intentional about how you spend your time, regardless of how much time you have, you will be moving your business forward every single day. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So with that said, it's you kind of alluded to, you may or may not be ready for it. Like, you just eat an elephant one bite at a time. Okay, so just allow yourself to have small wins, and that's obviously some of the stuff that we can work on together, right? You're not going to like learn real estate all today, okay, but you can get smarter today, and you can expand your network today, right? So if you got 5 minutes, then give it your all during the 5 minutes, okay? And then when you're not working, you can totally not work. Make sense? All right, Asha, tell me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Sure. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Asha Akram, and I am a native to the Myrtle Beach area in South Carolina. I am no stranger to the area of Atlanta, Georgia. However, this is my first year as a realtor in Georgia. So I have 7 years in South Carolina.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
A realtor there as well. And so I am here today because one of the things that I wanted to implement in this opportunity is getting the business idea and structured put together before I hit the ground running. I definitely can understand Taria's Dawson. I'm reading your whole name on the screen, that's why I said your whole name. But your concern, I definitely can understand that. Going into it the first go round, there was such a plethora of information and tools and opportunities to learn about real estate going into it, and I participated in those. Some of those worked very well for me. Some of them I decided that they just weren't my niche. They weren't for me. So in that learning curve, I never really quite put together what I wanted my business to look like. So in a sense, the business was running me versus me running the business.
I love the way you said that. Love the way you said that.
So I want to take this opportunity to focus on that part of the business and really give that my my attention, as well as the activities that make a successful realtor.
Beautiful. Were you with KW in South Carolina?
I was not. I actually started with Weichert.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
Yep.
I started with Weichert, and I was with them for the first 5 years, and then I went to that. Of course, that's a national franchise. Then I went to a local broker. That was it. Well, they were international too, but they weren't a franchise, so they didn't have the same access, national access and resources that Weichert did. So coming into Keller Williams is a choice that is similar to those. I don't want to say the same resources, but just having those that having that corporation behind it, to where you have all the other departments that are investing into the marketing and the tools and everything that help a realtor be in their best position, versus a company that just doesn't have all those resources, to where they fall into the agent's pockets.
Perfect.
So,
Very,
yeah.
very, very well said. Have you ever had a coach? Did you ever work in a mentorship program or productivity coaching program or anything like that?
I've taken some courses. I think that was definitely something that I would have liked earlier on. I felt in my first couple years, actually the first 5 years, I felt that um, I didn't have that as much as I would have liked to. So the success that I had, I felt that that was majority on my own and on my own efforts. I definitely believe that if I had had that mentorship or that coaching or just having that extra accountability, that it would have definitely put me in a different position in my career at that time.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then just so we're clear, help clarify for us your part-time, dual career, full-time. Let's circle back to that for a second.
Um, in my experience, I don't believe in part-time real estate. I think it's all full-time. I feel like everything that you do in being able to get to the beginning of the transaction to the end of the transaction. I've had clients to where I've worked with maybe one or two clients at a time, but their needs cost me to be a full-time agent, even though the volume wasn't what you would consider full-time volume. So my commitment is full-time to it.
Meaning
So
you
yeah,
probably have other way of making money, but it should not interfere with your availability, if you will.
absolutely.
Okay, beautiful. All right, you mentioned something that I just want to put out there for everyone to hear loud and clear. When you guys came on to Keller Williams, you probably heard the phrase God, family, and then business, right? Okay. You're probably not going to hear a lot of bragging from me, but I don't think there's anyone in the office that cares more about that phrase than me. Okay. My coaching program is not about go take more listings, go work more weekends, you need no breaks or anything like that. Okay. It is very simply, what are we trying to achieve? Why are we trying to achieve it? Let's build a plan that respects your commitments outside of real estate, right? Whether it's another job or some stuff with your family or stuff at your church or whatever is important to you. No judgments here, okay? And then we're going to build a business in the time that's left over, not the other way around. Make sense? We don't have dinner with our family after we worked all day to fill that appointment slot and we're unsuccessful. So then we go back to our family, right? We tell the person that wants to meet with us when we're available because we've already got that commitment on our calendar. Make sense? So we're going to talk a lot about boundaries and systems and calendaring and time blocking and all of that, because part of having a great life by design is having other stuff that you do and that's important to you, excuse me, outside of just slinging homes. Make sense? All right, beautiful. All right.
I know, keep shaking my head, yes. And
All right, introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, ladies. Good morning or afternoon. I'm Antoine. I'm a new agent. I just got my license on the 20th.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And what type of work have you done prior to real estate?
9 to 5 jobs, basically where you go in, you're a robot, do what they say, get done this time, this and that. That's not my spirit. I always know I wanted to have my own business, do something for myself, like you said, where you're in control.
Yep.
Even if it's working 20 hours a day, but if I know I'm in control of it, and it's something I want to do, I can sleep better at night.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Here's what I'm going to say is a lot of people will get into the business because they don't want a boss.
Mhm.
Problem is they're not even willing to be their own boss, right?
Mhm.
And that is going to be something that you're probably going to need to give energy to every single day, right? Is one of the things that I like to kind of a model that I like to think about is, let's take real estate and break it down into something super simple. Okay, there's 3 departments in real estate. There's the lead generation department, there's the operations department, and there's a sales department. Okay, let's get even more simple. This is everything that happens prior to the contract. This is everything that happens after the contract. and this is who's doing the sales work, right? Who's going on the appointments and, you know, showing the houses and all that stuff. These are all of your jobs today. Okay. However, and each one of those jobs basically has, you know, secondary jobs inside of it, right? Contract management, listing management, the person who installs the signs, the person who posts on social media, all the bookkeeping, all the lead, you know, flow and all that. But you're also the CEO of the business. And so every once in a while, you got to leave the worker bee seat and go to the boss seat and say, how's my worker doing? Does my worker bee have all the resources they need? Are they managing their time properly? Do they need a new piece of technology? Do they have accountability in their life? Are they reading enough? Are they showing up to the meetings? Right? And so you're gonna have to play both roles, right? And some of us are not used to that. And that's one of the things that I'm passionate about helping you understand, is that if you're not getting the results you want here, then you need to leave that seat for a moment and ask yourself, hey, is my worker waking up when they should wake up? Are they going to bed when they should go to bed? Are they committed to learning? These kind of things, right? And you got to have those honest conversations with yourself to say, hey, I don't have a big enough database. Maybe I'm new to town or something. All right, I'll give you grace for a couple weeks, but how much longer you want me to give you grace for? Like, you're in Atlanta, Georgia. You're trying to build a business in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm tired of hearing that you have a bunch of people in Chicago. Let's get some people in Atlanta. Right? You see what I'm saying? All right, let's go through the rhythm of the coaching program. Okay. Every week, every Monday through Friday, we have a morning huddle. The vast majority of the activities are in this Zoom room. So this is my private Zoom. Most everything that we do is recorded. So we have a YouTube channel that houses all those recordings. So all the morning huddles, all the masterminds, all the classes, all that kind of stuff we've got well over 600 videos in our YouTube library. It's basically a resource library. So if you wanted to look up seller presentations or objection handlers or social media or CMAs or buyer presentations or any of that kind of stuff, there's multiple videos on all of that material.
Is that the link? What's the YouTube channel?
Assuming that you come on board, I'll send you all that information. So there'll be a private, everything that I mentioned, you'll have all the resources for. You'll have all the systems, you'll have all the links, all that. Okay. So every morning from about 8:30 to about 9:15, we have a morning huddle. Every day has a different topic for the morning huddles. And just kind of simply put, the topic of the morning huddle is dependent upon what Candace and I are learning in our group coaching sessions and our private coaching sessions, right? Learning meaning, what are you guys struggling with, or what do you guys want more information on? So for example, this morning, our topic was pre-qualification scripts. Tomorrow, it's listing presentation scripts. Wednesday, we have Bold, which is a big KW program. And so we have to cut the morning meeting a little shorter. So we're just going to do some role play on Wednesday. Thursday, we're doing buyer presentation scripts, and Friday, we're doing care call scripts. So scripts are kind of the theme of this week, right? And if we notice that certain things are happening or not happening, then that oftentimes will dictate the topics that we review on a daily basis, okay? So everyone hops onto the Zoom room and spends about 45 minutes or so together, kind of reminding us that the workday has started and it's time to learn and talk to people, right? Learn and talk to people. Again, all those sessions are recorded. We generally have one pop-up class each week. And so we give you the information on that, and you can add that to your calendar. We are finalizing how this is going to look, but I believe that we are going to start doing Tuesdays at 10 o'clock in the hour leading up to the office's team meeting. We're going to do some script practice and role play all together in person at the office. Again, all this is voluntary, right? You don't have to have perfect attendance, but what we know is the people who engage more have more success generally, right? And for the things that are missed, you can go back and watch them on at your leisure on the YouTube channel. Okay. We do also have some what I would call overlays from the Georgia Legacy Group. So remember, Georgia Legacy Group is our office, Alpharetta, and Peachtree Corners. And that group has a director of career development. And so we have a few coaches that lead programming throughout the week that you guys are invited to just from being in the productivity coaching program. Some of this stuff is not recorded, but it is available to you. So each week we have a basic skills class that, hang on one sec, let me make sure I'm saying that all properly. Okay, so we have a basic skills class twice a week. We have an advanced skill class once a week. We have an assertive prospecting session, which is essentially cold calling. We have a building systems session. We have a script practice, and we have a role play session all weekly. And we have a 3 high accountability group sessions. So those are Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 10:30. And what we do is you basically hop on that, go around the room and say, hey, here's what I plan to do over the next 48 hours to find a client. And here's what I did over the last 48 hours to find a client. And then 48 hours later, you get back on the call and tell us how it happened, right? And again, just accountability, right? Not everyone is trying to build a 50 homes a year sales business. That's totally okay. But if you just want to sell 3 or 4 homes, can I just teach you how to do it in January and then you can take the whole year off, right? So again, no judgment on what your goals are. It's just a matter of being as savvy and efficient with your time as possible. Okay. So all of those systems and sessions are available, and don't forget about our weekly or our daily morning huddle. When you're 0 to 3 units, we would call you a launch agent, and you have a weekly one-on-one session with Candace each week. So 15 minutes per week, same time, same day. Typically those are done over Zoom, and you generally are working through what we call an 8-week intro plan. So it's like week 1, here are the things that we believe are most important. Week 2, here are the things that are most important. Here, week 3, etc. So not only are you learning, the systems and the resources from KW and from Roswell, but also PC, and we're integrating everything all together so that you can kind of chunk a lot of this stuff down. Okay. If you're beyond 3 units, then you would do what we would call a growth agent, and you'll do a 15-minute weekly private session with me. These are on Zoom as well. So we would get it on each other's calendar, and that would be our slot. At the very beginning, once you come on board, we'll probably do about an hour or so orientation, where we're building some of your business plans and making sure you know where all the systems are and the resources and all that stuff, so you get oriented to the program. We have a couple of WhatsApp groups. We have a WhatsApp announcement group and a WhatsApp help group. So if you're like, hey, where do I find this? Or hey, who's your plumber? Or hey, what should I do in this situation, or something like that? There's a forum with 80-something agents that are prepared to help you. Pam Sliger, who is one of our agent mentors at the office, she has been running my team for years, and she's in the group, so she's more than happy to chime in and help with that kind of stuff. And we also have something called PC2, which is agents that are about 12 sales or more per year, and we do a 30-minute weekly one-on-one, and they get a couple extra little things as well. So as what I want to get away from is this idea that PC is just for new people, right? Because there's a difference between training and coaching, right? Y'all, let me try to help you understand what that means. Training would be, let's say I go to the gym and I'm fiddling around with the weight machine or whatever, and the trainer comes up and says, hey, you want some help? I say, okay, great. And he shows me how to use the machine. He says, so do you understand how to use the machine? I say, great. Yeah. He said, would you like some training? I say, yeah. So let's show up tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we'll do it together. And I don't show up. I don't have a training issue. I still know how to use the machine. I have a coaching issue because I didn't show up, right? Y'all follow the difference there? So training, let me explain it a slightly different way. what I do not want you to hear today is that I cannot be successful without productivity coaching. You can. You just walk right up to the front and you say, hey, Mel, where are all the people making money having fun here? Right? And you go find the people that are making money and having fun. You go do what they do. There's a very good chance you'll make money and have fun. If you elect not to do that stuff, I don't know what's going to happen. Right? And so the question is, you got to get trained, but that's what we give you at KW anyway. And there's definitely some training in our program. But where our value really is in the coaching, in the accountability. You're not hiring me to be your friend. You're hiring me to hit a goal, right? Now, I'm not going to be abusive, but I'm also not going to tell you what you want to hear necessarily, right? I just got off the phone with somebody who talked to 10 people about real estate in the last 7 days. That's not going to get her to where she wants to go. And I need her to understand that. Does that make sense? Okay, beautiful. So we have the WhatsApp groups. We have the now you kind of know the weekly rhythm. We have a few pieces of technology that are available outside of productivity coaching. One more thing, I'm sorry. So you can be successful without PC. The goal of PC is to help you get it faster and to help you think bigger, right? And to challenge some of the blind spots that you might even not even realize you have, right? Speaking to a woman at the end of the last week, and she basically told me her goal was 5 units. When I pushed her a little bit, she actually told me her goal was 10 units. I said, damn, I've been on the phone with you for 5 minutes and I already doubled your income, right? So sometimes we just need a little push to help us realize that there was a moment in all of our lives where we thought we could get everything we wanted out of life by getting a real estate license. So let's go use it, right? Let's go bust this thing up, okay? Because I want you, when you're working, I want you to be all in working. And when you're not working, I don't want to be able to reach you. Make sense? Okay, cool. Few pieces of technology that are available outside of coaching, but they cost some money. One is called Cole Resource Realty. This is essentially an online directory. So if you have a new listing and you want to call the people that live in that neighborhood, or you want to call the people that live closest to that property and let them know you just took a listing or pinned a listing or sold a listing or something like that. Maybe you've got an open house and you want to call the people that live in that community or nearby and invite them to the open house. Or it's for a tool called circle prospecting, essentially cold calling, right? Hey, want to let you know, like, let's say I have a buyer that wants to move into a particular neighborhood, yet there's no homes on the market in that neighborhood. So maybe I call the neighbors and say, hey, I'm working with a sweet family who wants to move into, Doublegate. Problem is, there's nothing on the market. So I made a commitment to the buyer that I would call everyone in the neighborhood and introduce myself and see if they know of somebody who wants to sell. Now, what does that say? Sounds, I'm willing to make commitments, and more importantly, I'm willing to follow through with my commitments, right? And I'm looking for opportunities to grow my sphere and help my buyer, but also potentially help you, right? Grow my database. So we have the names and numbers for that. That service is about $1,200 per year, typically, okay? We also have a system that's free for you guys. We also have a system called Vulcan 7. Vulcan 7 is the premier resource for sale by owners, expired listings, and withdrawn listings. That service is updated daily. It's all throughout Atlanta, and we have a shared account for that. That's $350 per month. Typically, it is free with productivity coaching. So right off the bat, you're getting about $4,200, $4,300 worth of value right there. Okay. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
All right, beautiful. So let me talk about the way that I'm paid. Okay. It is different than most coaching. Okay. Most coaching, you ever had a personal trainer at the gym or anything?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you went into the gym, you paid the trainer with their time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether you lost the weight or got a 6-pack or whatever is irrelevant.
Yeah.
They already had your money.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that is time-based training, or I'm sorry, time-based coaching. right? If I want an hour of your time, Asha, it's going to be $100. End of discussion. What you do with it, that's your problem, right? This is exactly the opposite. Okay, so there is a short contract that you'll sign. That basically the contract states that here are my expectations of you and here are your expectations of me. And while we are in this relationship, the money will work in the following way. Okay, there is no minimum stay in the contract. There is no early termination penalty or any penalty for that matter. There's no upfront fee. There's no monthly fee or anything like that. So the contract is able to be terminated by me or you at any time without penalty. Okay. The only purpose for the contract is essentially to define our relationship while we're in it. Make sense? So with that said, you come into the group, you have your orientation, we start looking at your systems and models and plans and all that kind of stuff. I just finished basically today a huge system portfolio of about 25 systems that you'll need as a real estate agent that can be customized to you. That I'm basically just dropping on your plate and saying, here, this will save you about 15 years of time. Is that cool with you? Right. So all of that material is available as well. So you come into the group, you have access to all that. You're starting to get your one-on-one coaching, the morning huddles, all the videos, all the tech, the WhatsApp chats, all that stuff. And when it works, right, meaning when you have a sale, you will pay 10% of the gross commission income to the productivity coaching group. It does get split a couple ways, so I don't get it all, but the full fee is 10%. Okay, that maxes out at $10,000 per fiscal year. So the most you would ever pay for a year of coaching is $10,000. Okay, and you would never be asked to pay for coaching unless you didn't just get paid 9 times as much. Okay, now my argument, if you will, is if we're hanging out every morning and every week we're having a private coaching session, right? And you are just learning day after day after day after day, is it possible that I could help you secure one more piece of business than you would have been able to secure without that coaching relationship? If the answer to that is yes, which I think we're probably, my hope is that you're leaning in that direction, then coaching should be a no-brainer. We intentionally set it up that way, right? So if you happen to make, let's say, 50 grand in a year in real estate, coaching would cost you $5,000. If you make 100 grand, cost you 10. If you make 300 grand, it'll cost you 10. Okay, make sense? All right, what kind of questions we got now?
So these payments will be due annually?
No, thank you for clarifying that. So the payments are due when you're paid. So let's say you get a $10,000 commission check, 10% or $1,000 would come off the top, and that would be distributed to myself and 1 or 2 other people. And then the other 90% would be split according to the way you've been taught at KW. The maximum you would pay within a fiscal year is $10,000. There is no upfront fee, there is no maintenance fee or minimum fee or monthly fee or anything like that. You only pay when there's a sale.
And it's kind of like the cap too. So once you get to 10,000.
Yeah, you could absolutely.
Okay.
Well, until the beginning of your fiscal year begins again,
Okay.
and then we could have a conversation around if it's valuable to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Any other questions, thoughts, anything unclear?
Not yet.
Everyone ready to join?
Yeah.
Okay, so next steps are, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want a coach that doesn't know how to close, right?
Right.
Okay. And you get all my cheesy jokes for free. Okay. Next steps are Lee Fox, who's our assistant market center administrator, would send each of you the coaching contract to review. Obviously, if you have any questions on that or something's unclear or you want to clarify something or whatever, obviously let me know. And as soon as that is autographed, then I will send you, we do like a weekly email that has just a bunch of, videos and links and resources and all that kind of stuff. So I get you all the codes and access, get you on the calendar for an orientation. If you're 3 units or less, Candace will reach out to schedule a one-on-one. If you're more than that, then I'll reach out to schedule a one-on-one. We'll get you oriented to the program. We'll get you the weekly calendar. We'll get you all the links and all that kind of stuff, and you start right away. Okay. And just to touch on something you said earlier, Tyria, people they're living their life, right? I mean, sometimes they're able to be very engaged, and sometimes they got other things that are priorities for them, and I get that. What I like, here's a good way to explain it. Like we have a new woman in the program, and she joined the program, and now she's going out of town for like a month or something, right? And she's like, so should I join, or should I join when I get back? I said, join now, it's free. I'll get you all the links. You have a whole month to listen to all this stuff, right? Why in the world would you not want that? It's free, right? So by the way, I've told a few stories today. Obviously, all the things that we talk about publicly, and certainly all the things we talk about privately, are private, right? I'm not mentioning anyone's name or any of that kind of thing. So you don't have to worry that I'm like, hey, you wouldn't believe what Terry and I talked about last week, right? We're not doing any of that. Okay. Thoughts, questions, comments?
I just wanted to confirm that this is available to join anytime, correct?
That is correct. Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. Generally, when I hear that question, can I make a assumption? One of the things that I think we do well is we try to make everything simplified, right? So there's a good chance that you are feeling a little overwhelmed right now, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I got all these things with DocuSign and Command and this orientation and that orientation and Ignite and blah, 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 calendar. Like, there's never going to be a time where you feel perfectly settled. So one of the things that we do is we say, hey, let's make this easy for you. That due before the end of the day. That can wait 2 weeks. That you don't have to ever worry about, right? We try to help you clarify and prioritize all the most important things, right? And the faster you can get a partner or multiple partners in your corner to kind of help you deal with all the distractions and all the obstacles and all the things that look like opportunities, the better.
Oh yeah, I agree. For me, it's getting into this market, just kind of getting into what's already familiar, and then giving myself maybe a window of time of when if I don't see it from based off of what I already know I can do, then that'd be something that I would like to revisit and see, okay, well, maybe this is something that I might need to implement then.
Can I coach you on that?
What's that?
Can I coach you on that?
Sure.
It's not really about helping you get the next deal. It's about helping you build a business that's got longevity, right? So if somebody says like, oh, I've got a deal, I'll let you know when I don't have a deal. By that time, it's too late, right? So what I would just put out there is, and we can talk about this privately too if you prefer, but there should be no shame in a partner, right? And like if it was, let's say it takes you 3 months to figure out if you can do this alone, I probably could have tripled your business in 3 months, right? So anything you say, I'm going to give you just a different perspective, but I think that's healthy. And I think that is some of the things that you might want your coach to offer you. Make sense?
It does. But for me, it's just there's more to it. So I guess that could be a one-on-one conversation at a later time. But
absolutely, because I want to hear more about your experience and what you've learned, and kind of what your business looked like, and what you enjoyed doing, and what you didn't enjoy doing, and what you struggled with, and the types of lead generation you want to do, and what some of your financial goals are, and all that stuff. So yeah, as soon as you're ready, I'm more than happy to head in that direction.
Well, will you be in the office tomorrow? Because that'll be my my first orientation, and that'll be my day of orientation.
Probably. I'm going to get my booster thing on the way home, which probably means I'll feel horrible tomorrow. So I don't want to make a promise to you, but I'm here just about every day. So if it's not tomorrow, it will be very soon. And we can also do something over the phone or this way too. Any
Indeed.
thoughts, questions?
Well, my concerns are basically only have 3 days out the week when I actually 2 days out the week when I actually can come. I could probably push it to 3.
In the office, you mean?
Yeah, where I can actually
Mhm.
show up for stuff. Because my wife is working, we have 3 kids, so it's like the hours and the availability is strict
Okay.
on my end. I just didn't want to be overloaded with a whole lot of stuff.
So what I would say, he was just saying like he's got a limited number of days that he could come into the office. So you don't have to come into the office to build a great business,
No.
right? Most everything is done via Zoom anyway right now. So and almost everything is recorded. So
Well, honestly, I just
yeah.
came here because I didn't want to be at the house with the kids.
Yeah,
I
I
could have
got
done
you.
this at home, but
I got you.
I need some fresh air too.
So one of the things that we will spend a lot of time on at the beginning is just getting your calendar figured out, right? Your
Okay.
calendar is going to get figured out based on your availability, your financial goals, your whatever else is
Mhm.
essentially pulling at your time.
Okay.
So like, ultimately you might say, okay, well, I'm available this day and this day and this day at home, and I'm available this day and this day and this day at the office. How should I spend all my time, right? And we'll kind of go through hour by hour and make sure that you know what will help you get on the right track,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
You do not need to come into the office every day to be successful. What I would tell you though is if you lead generate at home,
Mhm.
it oftentimes feels weird to lead generate at home. If you don't lead generate here, that feels weird, right? So the more you can put yourself in the environment of people that are doing it,
Mhm.
the more likely you are to do it.
Yeah. You hang around 4 broke people, more than likely you'll be the 5th.
Yep, that's a good way to put it, right? If all your friends eat unhealthy, you're probably going to eat unhealthy, right? Same kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I've got everyone's email, so I will have Lee send over the email addresses. I'm sorry, the productivity coaching contracts to you via email. If you have any questions, obviously let me know. Asha, I'll message you offline and we can find a time to go into a bit more detail. As soon as you sign everything, I'll send you all the paperwork so you can get a chance to, or send you all the emails and codes and all that stuff. And then we'll get started right away. Thank you so much. Welcome to Keller Williams. We'll see you soon.
Bye.